The year was 1941, a time when the world was engulfed in the flames of war. World War II raged across Europe, with battles being fought on land, in the air, and at sea. The Battle of the Atlantic was at its peak, a crucial struggle for control over the vital supply routes. Allied convoys, lifelines of food and supplies, braved U-boat-infested waters to reach Britain, ensuring the island nation could continue its fight against the Axis powers. It was in this crucible of conflict that a new terror emerged from the depths, the Bismarck, a name that would soon become synonymous with fear and destruction. This German battleship, a behemoth of steel and firepower, was the pride of Hitler's navy, designed to dominate the seas and strike fear into the hearts of its enemies. Her very name sent shivers down the spines of Allied sailors who knew that facing the Bismarck meant confronting a nearly unstoppable force. The Bismarck represented a potent threat capable of disrupting vital supply lines and altering the course of the war. Her powerful guns could unleash devastating barrages, and her speed allowed her to outmaneuver many of her adversaries. The Bismarck was more than just a ship. She was a symbol of German naval prowess and ambition. Her presence on the high seas was a constant reminder of the might of the German war machine. She embodied the might of the German war machine, a floating fortress that seemed invincible to those who dared to challenge her. Her powerful guns and seemingly impenetrable armor stoked fear and uncertainty in the hearts of her enemies. The Bismarck's armor was designed to withstand the heaviest of attacks, making her a formidable opponent in any engagement. The Allies knew they had to act swiftly and decisively. The threat posed by the Bismarck was too great to ignore, and they began to devise plans to neutralize this floating menace. The Bismarck, if left unchecked, could wreak havoc on their Atlantic operations. The hunt was on, and the Allies mobilized their naval forces to track down and destroy the Bismarck before she could inflict irreparable damage. The fate of the Atlantic, and perhaps the war itself, hung in the balance as the Allies embarked on this perilous mission. The Bismarck's creation was a marvel of German engineering, a testament to their industrial prowess. The ship was not just a product of advanced technology, but also of meticulous planning and relentless effort. Laid down in the shipyards of Hamburg in 1936, she was a ship built for war. The construction process involved thousands of workers and countless hours of labor, all dedicated to creating this behemoth of the seas. At over 820 feet long and displacing over 50,000 tons, the Bismarck was a giant, dwarfing most other warships of the time. Her sheer size and presence were enough to instill fear in the hearts of her enemies. Her hull, protected by thick steel armor, housed a fearsome array of weaponry. This armor was designed to withstand the heaviest of attacks, making her nearly invincible in battle. 8 15-inch guns formed her main armament, capable of hurling shells weighing over a ton each. These guns were among the most powerful ever mounted on a warship, capable of devastating enemy vessels with a single hit. These guns, arranged in 4 twin turrets, gave the Bismarck incredible firepower, enough to cripple or destroy any Allied ship with a single salvo. The precision and power of these guns were unmatched, making the Bismarck a formidable adversary. Her secondary armament, consisting of 12 5.9-inch guns and numerous anti-aircraft weapons, provided additional layers of defense and offensive capability. These weapons ensured that the Bismarck could engage multiple targets simultaneously, whether they were ships or aircraft. This combination of primary and secondary armaments made her a formidable opponent at any range. The Bismarck was not just a battleship, she was a symbol of naval dominance and military might. The Bismarck was a masterpiece of destruction, a floating fortress designed to dominate the seas. Her legacy is a testament to the engineering prowess and military ambition of her creators, a nightmare for her enemies and a legend in naval history. In May 1941, the Bismarck embarked on her first and only mission Operation Rheinübung. Her orders were clear: break through the British naval blockade and attack Allied convoys in the North Atlantic. The potential impact was enormous. Success could cripple Britain's war effort, starving the island nation into submission. The stakes were incredibly high. Under the command of Admiral Gunther Lütjens, the Bismarck, accompanied by the heavy cruiser Prinz Eugen, slipped out of her base in occupied Poland. Their destination, the vast expanse of the North Atlantic, where Allied convoys laden with vital supplies presented tempting targets. The Bismarck's mission was a desperate gamble, a bold strike aimed at the heart of Britain's war effort. It was a gamble that would ultimately seal the Bismarck's fate. Section 4. The Denmark Strait. A clash of titans. The icy waters of the Denmark Strait, located between Greenland and Iceland, became the stage for a legendary naval encounter. This narrow stretch of water, often shrouded in mist and ice, was about to witness a confrontation that would echo through the annals of history. On the night of May 23, 1941, the German battleship Bismarck, a behemoth of naval engineering, encountered a formidable British force. This force was led by the battlecruiser HMS Hood, the pride of the Royal Navy, and the newly commissioned battleship HMS Prince of Wales. The tension in the air was palpable as these giants of the sea prepared for battle. The ensuing battle was a clash of titans, a brutal exchange of fire that would decide the fate of nations. The roar of the cannons and the flash of gunfire lit up the night as both sides fought with relentless determination. The sea, once calm and icy, was now a cauldron of chaos and destruction. The Hood, pride of the Royal Navy, was outmatched. Despite her storied history and the bravery of her crew, she faced a formidable opponent in the Bismarck. The Hood's armor, designed for a different era of naval warfare, proved inadequate against the Bismarck's modern firepower. The Bismarck's guns found their mark, striking the Hood's ammunition magazine. The precision and power of the Bismarck's artillery were devastating, a testament to German engineering and military strategy. A catastrophic explosion ripped the Hood in two, sending her to the bottom in a matter of minutes. The explosion was so powerful that it was seen and felt miles away, a grim testament to the ferocity of the battle. The Prince of Wales, heavily damaged, was forced to withdraw. Her crew, though battered and bruised, managed to steer her away from the fray, narrowly escaping the same fate as the Hood. The retreat was a somber end to a valiant effort. The Bismarck, though slightly damaged, had claimed a stunning victory. Her crew celebrated their triumph, knowing they had struck a significant blow against the Royal Navy. The Bismarck's reputation as an invincible warship was cemented that night. The sinking of the Hood sent shockwaves through Britain. News of the disaster spread quickly, and the nation was gripped by a profound sense of loss and disbelief. The Hood had been more than just a ship. She was a symbol of British naval supremacy. The loss of their most iconic warship was a national tragedy, fueling a burning desire for revenge. The Royal Navy, undeterred by this setback, vowed to hunt down the Bismarck and avenge the Hood. This tragic event galvanized the British people and their navy, setting the stage for a relentless pursuit that would soon follow. Section 5. Sink the Bismarck, Churchill's relentless pursuit. The news of the Hood's destruction reached Winston Churchill in his wartime bunker. His reaction was swift and resolute. "Sink the Bismarck," he famously ordered, unleashing the full fury of the Royal Navy in a relentless pursuit. Every available ship in the Atlantic was mobilized, their mission clear, hunt down and destroy the Bismarck. The Royal Navy, fueled by a thirst for vengeance and determined to protect their vital supply lines, scoured the North Atlantic. Battleships, cruisers, destroyers and aircraft carriers converged on the Bismarck's last known position. The chase was on, a desperate race against time as the Bismarck, her location known, steamed towards the relative safety of occupied France. Section 6. David and Goliath, the swordfish strikes. As the Royal Navy closed in, a stroke of luck, or perhaps fate, intervened. A British reconnaissance aircraft spotted the Bismarck refueling, her location revealed. Among the pursuers was the aircraft carrier HMS Ark Royal, carrying a squadron of outdated biplanes, the Fairy Swordfish. These slow, ungainly aircraft, armed with torpedoes, were about to play a pivotal role in the Bismarck's demise. In a daring attack under heavy fire from the Bismarck's anti-aircraft guns, the Swordfish managed to score a crucial hit. One torpedo struck the Bismarck's rudder, jamming it and crippling her maneuverability. The mighty Bismarck, once a symbol of German naval power, was now a wounded beast, unable to outrun her pursuers. The end was near.